Hey, Diana, can you hear us?
Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey. Let me try to pull it up.
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, Cheryl, can you hear us? Oh, thank you. Can y'all hear us? 'Cause I don't know why it feels like I can't hear us.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Great. Thank you, Inmo. Hey, Lillian Hopkins. Hey, Coach Reed. Hey, Zakia Renee. Can y'all see us? Okay, there we go. It's like, wait a minute.
It's all
Hey,
good. It's all good.
Dia.
It's all good.
Hey, Sonny and Andrea Beloved. And wait a minute, I missed somebody. Hey, Minister Misty. Hey, Natasha. Hey,
Is
Critique
that critique?
Martin. Hey, April H. Unspeakable Joy. And Dorothy Eccles. Wow. Texas. Houston. Hey, Ronnie from England.
Oh
Hey,
wow.
Ronnie from England. Hey, Cheryl McFall. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Netta. Hey, Indulge. Indulgence is key. Hey, D. Is that D D? D Young? Happy Tuesday. Hey, T Mitchell. Oh, okay. Critique is from the Bahamas. Yes. Thank you, Misty, Minister Misty. Welcome all first time folks. If it's your first
Yes.
time, drop your city, state, place.
Yes.
Yes. Blessings from Montreal. That's one of the places on our list. Hey, Tia Harris from Chicago.
Hmm.
Okay. Magdalena Perez. I
New
can't
York.
pronounce that. Del Mar. Hello. Oh, from Lima, Peru. Ooh. Netta's time from New York. Hey, Alexandria, VA. Hello, Nina. Okay, you signed up for the private group last night? Yes. We're gonna talk about that in a moment. Baby, you want to get your introductions out because we gotta
Yes,
be out
yes,
for you in 50
yes. We
minutes.
want to thank everybody for being out here, joining us this evening. We're Terrence and Jill of God-Ordained Union. We are here simply to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to help increase God-Ordained unions. So you guys are in the right place at the right time. We've been married now for just under 4 years. So we are amped that we got an anniversary coming up just shortly.
We,
But with
we ain't
that,
even got nothing planned.
and that is unusual for us. It really is.
Yeah, but lately, for the last couple of years, we have been just doing things off the cuff. Like we haven't even been really planning everything. Everything has been last minute. Like,
But it's by choice. It ain't been that
yeah,
we had to.
yeah. Hey, Ely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so if you single, you're on the right channel.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Lord is ordering your steps.
Yes.
So you are definitely on the right channel.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission is to help you get to your person and to increase
Yeah. Not
God.
just anybody.
Right,
Your person.
right. Is to help increase God ordained unions, but it's a whole bunch of stuff, and we're just doing our little part.
Yeah.
We're only doing our little part. And so So welcome, welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
welcome. We appreciate everybody. I know some of you have felt like you're the only ones going through what you're going through. You felt like you've been in God's waiting room for a very, very, very long time. But we are here to tell you that we know exactly where you are. We know exactly what you're going through because we've been through it. Okay.
Even to the point of saying, well, maybe God doesn't want marriage for me.
I remember saying that.
Yeah.
I remember having that conversation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
on this channel, the one thing that we're going to do is we're going to be very transparent.
Yes.
And we do this by sharing our testimony. For those of you that are new, trust me, just rock with us. You're going to hear stories that we went through. And it ain't saying that you're going to go through them, but we're praying that some of the things we're going through, you're going to go through or you're experiencing them now. So they're going to resonate with you and you're going to be able to say, wow, because we remember getting engaged and then saying, we wish we had a platform that we could have went to get us through the journey that we went to before up until we met.
Yeah. If there's any takeaway from this channel, this is the one message. God can do anything. He can do the impossible. So your situation may seem impossible, but he specializes in impossible situations. And this is the thing. Sometimes he has to move our capabilities out the way so that he can show you what he could do. And that is definitely the situation because everybody counted me out. Everybody. I was deemed the auntie. I mean, and the best auntie. Like I am the auntie. Never, ever. They had already counted out motherhood. But now they see me as a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. All over 50. So God can do anything, yes. The impossible. And he has your person. He wants you to get to your person, but he does not force it on you. He does not force it on you. He gives us choice.
Yeah. So for some of you that are new, one of the things you're going to have to get comfortable understanding is that there is a difference between God's perfect will and his permissive will. And you have to know where the two separate so you understand what's going on.
He will let you choose who you want.
Yes.
And he could even bless the union. But the assignment that he said, I have so much more for you and for your union and for the union if you would have, taken who I have for you. So make sure you subscribe, share our videos, all that great stuff. We have a private group. Private group is meeting tonight.
Yes.
At 8 o'clock, right after this live, we're jumping off. So we're not going to be on here long, another 45 minutes. So if you got questions, drop your questions. But the private group is meeting tonight. If this is your first time getting on the private group, because we saw quite a few new members signing up. When you sign up, after you pay your $11, you're going to go to your email and go to your spam folder because there might be your confirmation email in your spam folder. And I think that will have your password. When you come back to a God-Ordained Union's website, up in the right corner, up here, click on where it says log in. But when you clicking on it, you got to make sure that the arrow turns to a finger. So if the arrow is still an arrow, if you click it, you're going to get an error message. Wait till it transitions over to a finger, then click on it. Once you get into the members page, you're going to see the Zoom meeting ID and the passcode. Then you're going to have to go to Zoom and log in. All right. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Yes.
What else?
We do videos. We release videos on Thursdays and on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, and we live chat.
And we live chat during those videos.
For most of the part, yeah. And then we go live, of course, on Tuesdays.
Yep. And then Friday nights, we have intercessory prayer. And this Friday, I think I said it last week, but I was wrong. This week, I am the guest speaker. So please join us this Friday for intercessory prayer of the war cry. It starts at 11:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it goes until you feel your prayer's been answered.
Yes. Nina says join. And we want more men to join the private group.
Yes.
Kim, first timer, Kimberly. Our private group meets tonight at 8 p.m. That means you see us, we see you. We talk about some deep discussions.
It's a 2-hour version, so it's longer than this one. So the conversation is going a lot more depth because we got more time to get into it.
Yes, come with your questions, your deep questions, and we talking about it. Everything from a dating experience to a situationship to whatever. Yeah. We going deep, and what goes on in the group stays in the group.
Yes.
We do not make videos or content based on what goes on or is said in the group.
Right.
Do you have to be a member? No. So the private group cost is $11 a month. You can cancel at any time. You don't even have to tell us you're canceling. Yeah. Because it could be a revolving door. Yeah. You can drop in if you want, drop out. The intercessory prayer call is absolutely free, no cost. To get the login the Zoom information for the prayer call, go to our website, God-Ordained go to the calendar that's on the homepage, and you will see, it's called War Cry. You'll see the login information.
Yes.
If you want the ebook or one-on-one, they're also at the website, God-Ordained.
Yes.
Is the channel about dating? The private call or this channel?
Let's just go with this channel.
No, this channel is just not about dating. Oh, there's another Jill. Hey, Jill.
This channel is...
Oh, this channel. It's for singles.
This channel is for people that are single, that say they want to be married and feel like they're in God's waiting room to meet their person. We are here to help you navigate through that time. We are going to use our personal experience, which is why we're so transparent on what we're talking about and what we're sharing, to share with you what we went through. Mm-hmm. Understand this. What we're sharing with you, we didn't know or realize as we went through it. It's us reflecting and looking backwards and saying, oh my goodness, that's what that probably meant. And we're trying to share those points and lessons that we learned after the fact with you, so you can use it as a benefit as you're going through it in real time.
Yes. And God could do anything.
Yes.
And we're just one little drop in the bucket of what he did for us and how he did it for us. And that's the most beautiful thing, because I think the other thing is that, especially on social media, but even before social media, it's like there's one way to get love, or one way. Right. It can only happen this way, and you got to follow these rules. And I think the other thing about this channel is that everybody's love story is so unique. It's too many variables. Everybody's love story is unique. Mm-hmm. And get nuggets, because some things you could be going through that we went through. That's the only reason why we're sharing it. But you got to embrace your love story, and that's why we're so adamant of every part of your season in your love story. Don't rush through it. Which that's the video that's coming out on Thursday about we call it a slow burn. But don't rush through it, because every part of your love story is vital.
Yes.
The quote unquote courting, dating season of it, the engagement season of it, the wedding planners, if you decide to have a wedding, all of that matters in your love story.
Yes.
It matters, and you don't want to rush through it. You want to, and so everybody's season is different. And so, and everybody's love story, I should say, is different. And so on this channel, like we're like, erase them negative thoughts and know how you think it's gotta be. Because God said, I'm about to blow your mind. Like you don't even realize.
And your story is going to be unique to your situation
yeah,
and the other person's situation. And it's going to be the best love story you've ever heard. But you have to live it first. You have to go through this journey and let God write your story for you. And the one thing you're going to hear us say on this channel, if you're brand new, those who've been here know, is we're going to always point you back to the word. Yeah. We're not going to say Terrence and Jill said you need to do this. We're going to say, no, what does the word say about that?
And this is the thing. Sometimes the word doesn't even say what we've been taught. Like, for instance, the word does not say there's a difference between dating and courting. And we put these stipulations and these rules on us, and it's got to be this way. He's got to court me. He can't date me. And if it looks like a date, it's not of God. And it's got to, and it's like, where are we getting all of this? You got to only find this person this way. And it's got to be only in this church. And he got to be this. And he's got to, have a brown Bible. And it's like, where are we why we got to
speak to me first.
It's got to speak to me first.
Because all these things,
right?
All these things between social media and just in our humanness came up with all these different variables, and the Bible doesn't say any of those things.
And it's called blocks. Blocks. We all blocked up.
So what we're going to do is help you unwrap
every
single block,
so that you can get to
we can identify that you can ask questions regarding, and we're just going to walk through those one at a time until we get through them all.
Yeah, Tia, sometimes it be some ridiculous stuff. Some ridiculous rules. It'd be like, what the heck? Anyway, so real quick, because we only got about a half hour. So Terrence did a video, or we both did a video last Thursday.
Yes. And
the video was about, it was 5 things we have to.
Oh, yes. I talked about the 5 things that men will see. Okay. But when they first meet a woman, but before the first date, and what they're going to see before the first date. Okay. Or hear. And they're going to learn about you before the first date. Okay. Now, let me preface by saying in that video, we also at the very beginning said, I'm not going to talk about attraction. Because
there were 2 comments. Put a pin right there. He said he's not going to talk about, we said we're not going to talk about attraction. Right. So there were 2 comments that jumped out at us about that video.
Right. And we want to address those 2 comments right now.
Right. Because one of the comments was
that the people, I made it seem like I was saying people have to be perfect.
Yes.
And so for those of you that are new, I know those of you that rock with us already know, but we are here to tell you, we already know that none of us are perfect. Okay. We can't refer you back to the word if we're saying that you have to be perfect, because the word clearly helps us understand that we all fall short. Okay. Right. But I say that to say we were not talking about being perfect. We were just saying that there are things that people recognize about you that does not necessarily have to be verbal, that you may not know they recognize about you. Okay. And it makes a difference in the decisions that they make moving forward regarding you. So I want to make sure I put that out, because what I was sharing was character traits. Okay.
Yes.
I was sharing character traits. I wasn't talking about people being perfect. Okay.
Right.
And and the other comment was that the things that I was sharing were preferences. And I want to say, no, there wasn't preferences. And here's why I'm telling you that they're not preferences, is because I told you in the beginning, this is going to exclude the attraction. Attraction is going to be my preference. Okay. This wasn't about attraction. This was about the character. Okay. What I saw or what a man would see in the character. That's what we were talking about. Okay. And I just wanted to make sure we clarify this and that our new listeners are understanding the difference, because we really want to help guide you to the word, what it says, but we also want to be here as your support mechanism for you moving forward. So we want to make sure that as we're speaking, that you're understanding our intent and how we are sharing things, because we want you to get everything out of it that you can get.
So a couple of things.
Yes.
Y'all, okay, y'all who are new, I'm going through menopause. So one of the reasons why I have to interrupt my husband is because if I don't interrupt him, I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh my goodness.
But so the part about the being perfect, the part about, because the person's video, the person's comment was like, y'all are acting like, oh, well, I know what the first part I was gonna say. First of all, Terrence made that video specifically what men are looking for to women, because most of our audience is women. And these are we make videos based on the comments from in the past. So he was addressing those because there's a lot of dating questions and wondering why guys don't keep the date commitment and all of this. So he really makes videos when it seems like it's beating up on women. It's not. It's because our audience is predominantly women and they want to know.
And I'm trying to share something from a man's perspective,
right?
So you understand what we're seeing,
right?
That we don't talk about, or that he didn't inform you on. He just made a decision based upon something that he saw. And I'm trying to help give y'all clarity so you have some type of understanding of what possibly could have happened.
Because we see stuff in men too. But again, he was addressing women. The other thing, as far as the person who was saying, because she had a lot of high fives on her comment, she said that y'all are acting like, you got to be perfect. The man got to look at you if we not perfect. And, she said, I know plenty of happy marriages that, the people are imperfect and they are, they love each other. And this is the thing. Character is character.
Yeah.
Nobody has to accept a negative character. Whatever they deem is a negative character. We're told to look at character. We're taught to look at character and fruit.
Yeah.
And so if you're coming with a bunch of negative comments about other people and talking negative about other people, I don't have to accept that. In the past, that was but even now in friendships, I don't have to accept that. Even as a friend, like considering a friendship, I don't have to accept that, and nobody has to accept that. Now, as far as receiving grace for one another, yes, you receive grace from one another, but what we're talking about, character. Giving grace to each other. First of all, when you stepping in with a negative character, with character flaws, that's basically blocking you. It's like really saying, I don't even want to, I'm saying I want to be in a relationship, but really I don't. And so it's really repelling people. And so a lot of people are coming to a situation, to a potential situation or a potential relationship, and their character is so messed up. We don't have to accept it, man or woman. We don't have to accept your negative character. We don't. And this is the thing. Somebody can love your flaws, and if you don't fix your character flaws, that person can marry you, and you'll get in a marriage that is so conflicted where you're unable to fulfill their assignment, where you're unable to have a fruitful marriage. Because one of the things, and I say this, thank God my husband had grace for me in so many areas, but there was some things that before I could even have come to him to have grace for me, I had to have grace for myself. And one of the things I always talk about on these videos is that I had so much debt between 2012 and 2015. I had over 20 credit cards. Of course, I had real estate. I had so much debt. I was drowning in debt. I was bound by debt. And even though I wanted a relationship in my head, I wanted a relationship, I really was saying, I was drowning so much in debt. I was feeling like I was drowning. I couldn't even if a man came and said, I'm a millionaire, I can get you out of debt. I was so drowned in it. I could not even see the sun. I was that much in debt. 2015, I filed for bankruptcy. Even after filing for bankruptcy, I still had $120,000 worth of debt. That's still debt. The difference is that I was no longer bound in it. So when my husband met me, he had grace for me in that area. Not just because he had grace for me, but because I had grace for myself at that point. And so, yeah, people can accept you for your flaws or what you deem as your flaws. But if you ain't accepting you, how can you expect somebody else to accept you? And that's not being perfect.
And here's the thing, okay? And I want to share this, what I'm about to say, because of what y'all are putting in the chat. Look, there's a lot of you that's been there's a lot of you been rocking with us for a long time. We know y'all know us because you've been with us for a long time. However, in the last month, we have got so many new subscribers to where there's such a flux of new people. We just want to share this. We don't feel like we've been backed in the corner. We don't feel like we're trying to be defensive. We just want to clarify so they understand us the way you guys that's been rocking with us for a while know who we are. So we're just sharing this to get them they can learn something about us to say, I get it.
Yeah, ain't nobody being
because
perfect.
We're not trying to share that we're being defensive or we're trying to convince you or anything.
Minister Misty.
We just want y'all to know that we know that none of us are perfect. We understand about grace. But here's what I also want you to understand. On the flip side of this, while you're in your single season, this is the time that if you acknowledge anything about yourself that you feel needs worked on, especially within your character, it is the best time to work on that and ask God to deliver you from something, to ask God to get you through something, to whatever it is you need. So when you meet your person, you will already be what you need to be for that marriage to have the best possible chance for you guys to fulfill the purpose that he has for you in that union and everything. And you would be able to have grace for the other person. But if you don't maximize your single season, that can hinder you from learning some of the things that God is trying to show you in your single season. So when you get married, not only can you have grace for yourself, but you can also have grace for the other person in areas of their life that God needs you to have grace for them.
It's two things that's happening.
Yes.
One, the main thing, you don't think you got issues. You think you okay. And I'm saying in general. Me too.
Yeah.
The second thing is that you got issues and you think that somebody is supposed to love you regardless. They supposed to accept me as me. I'ma be me. You got to accept me for all of me. No. And me and Terrence was having this conversation. There's two things that a job interview. You want this job. You go on this job and you tell these people, no, I don't have all the qualifications, but you could just accept me. If you want to fill the job, you could just accept me. And the people say, no, thank you. If you go into a job interview with your best self, why wouldn't you step up to a potential mate with your best self and developing the skills and the whatever it takes to be your best self. And it is even, we were talking about this, is even with the house. That's my favorite analogy. You're about to spend $500,000 on a house, because that's the average of what houses cost in America. You're about to spend $500,000 on a house, and you come across a house and the seller brings you into this house and there's holes in the wall. The house smells like mildew, is a leak, is all of these things. And they're saying, you couldn't just accept, why don't you just accept this house? Why don't you, you could fix it up. Why don't you, or you accept it as it is. You would not do that. We spend more time and strategy and prayer and thought about buying a house than we do a mate.
And that's crazy.
If you're going to sell your house, especially in this market, if you're going to sell your house, you're going to make sure you go all out to make sure your house is right for the market. We don't do that with relationships because we have the assumption, one, that we don't got issues, and two, that you need to accept us how we are. But we don't. We really don't. And this is the sad truth. I ain't gonna say this is the sad truth. This is the real truth. Every marriage, I don't care how much the dating courting season was off the chain, every marriage, the first year or two, is hard. I always say it's the best personal development program ever. It is hard because two lives are meshing together, two personalities, two different characters, is meshing together, two different thoughts, meshing together as one.
And there's a difference in knowing somebody and living in two different locations and knowing them after you move in together. It's a whole different experience.
Yep. And so the video is this live is titled, "They're Watching You." Your future spouse. You don't know who's watching you right now. Terrence watched me for 3 whole months on social media. He looked at what I was saying about myself on social media. He was looking at my character. And guess what? I was looking at his. I was looking at his character too. I was reading all through his social media. Your person is probably watching you.
And here's the thing that I want to make sure you understand as well. As you're working on these characteristics, understand that there is something that God has placed in the guy that he's looking for. And as you develop these characteristics, you're going to develop right into what he's looking for. So when he see you, he recognizes you.
East to the Jordan covenant. How many faults are you looking past?
You know what I mean? It's you're going to develop yourself right into what they're looking for. So when they see you, that's exactly what I've been looking for.
This person's comment, East of Jordan covenant, says Romans 15:7. This involves extending grace, looking past faults, bearing with failings, and fostering love rather than judgment, which brings glory to God. There's a difference. I don't know if you just joined us. Your person will have grace for you in your faults.
Mm-hmm.
That your shortcomings, your person will have grace for you. We're talking about character flaws, things that can destroy the relation, the marriage. We're talking about character.
We're talking about things that can also prolong you in the waiting season. So how many people do you need to go through?
Some people can't even love. Some people don't even don't know how to forgive, don't know how to and that is blocking you from even somebody to even want to even give you grace.
Yes.
You blocked up like this. They want to say, okay, I want to give you grace, but you tearing them apart.
Because you also got to understand that being married you have to have the mindset that you're going to serve the other person. So if you're not going to work on your selfishness, if you're not going to work on the things that is keeping you from serving, then you have to ask yourself, how seriously are you about getting married?
Because the top thing for divorce and the top three, irreconcilable differences, communication, finances.
Yeah. So
don't nobody have to put up with no nasty attitude.
And
they just don't.
And here's what people don't think about.
That's abuse to a lot of relationships.
Here's what people don't think about. We all recognize we got free will. But what we do sometimes is forget the other person got free will too. And just because you choose to exercise a part of your free will, don't mistake that they're going to exercise theirs as well. And theirs can say, I don't deserve this, or I'm not going to put up with this, or there's something better. And so we're just saying, again,
some people just want to save their sanity. Some people is like, this is toxic. Yeah. I can't even, it's so much toxicity. Like, can you imagine every day you got to go home and convince somebody that, say, ladies, you go home every day, the man you marry ain't working, don't want to work, don't want to go get a job, don't want to
take the trash,
don't want to do nothing, and he feeling hopeless. And every single day, not only do you got to pay the bills and make sure, but you got to convince him that he's a good man. You got to keep pouring into him, got to keep telling him he's a good man, he's a good man, you're a good man, you could do anything, you could do anything. And the only thing he's surviving off of is what you're telling him. Because as soon as you tell him he's not a good man, it's going to destroy him again. It's going to keep him down. That's character. That's character that probably showed up on the first date. That's character. That's not false. That's character.
Yeah.
So I highlighted this one. This person says, I prayed to see if this man was my husband, which he is my neighbor, and I asked God to have him reintroduce himself. And the next following day he did, but he only asked to follow my IG. What a good, wise man that is. He's watching you.
And he did look, I'm so glad you read that out loud.
He's watching.
Let me help you understand something. He reintroduced himself. That's exactly what you prayed for. You didn't pray that he introduced himself and then he get on the knee and propose. So he did exactly what you asked for. Your prayer was answered. Thank God. Thank God. And keep allowing him to see what he's looking for before he come over and now ask you out.
He's watching you.
See, when God's looking for you, we are looking for a wife, but we don't see the wife before we see you. Why? Because we're human. We're human. Okay? Let him, he introduced himself. He's going to take steps at whatever length of stride he wants to walk at. Okay? Once he gets himself to a better understanding of who you are, then he may ask you out. Because we talked about this before. When a guy first meets a woman, it might take him 10 dates. It might take him 10 weeks. It might take him 5 weeks. It might take him however long before he says, I know enough about her that I actually want to get to know her. What he's doing in the beginning is going off of attraction. He's going off of attraction. He's saying, oh, she's fine. I'm going to introduce myself. But he still may not have the nerve right now to say some things that lets you know he's more interested in what he's sharing. So don't take that as he just asked for this. Let him just ask for that. Okay? That's letting you know you're serious enough that he don't want to go too fast and mess it up because he blurted something out of his mouth, and then you be like, girl, I can't believe he said this. Well, see, he ain't gonna say that. He slowed his roll. He just asked for follow your IG. Now he's on there looking at your IG right now, seeing what you wrote about yourself, seeing what you're sharing, seeing where you're going on trips, the fun that you're having. He's looking at all those things. But it doesn't mean he don't see you. No, he see you or he wouldn't have asked. So let him move at his pace. You just know that, okay, he's watching me. He came, I prayed for him to introduce himself, and that's exactly what he did. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
I love this other comment. They said that's why it's important that you ask God to search your heart, because a lot of times we don't realize how we're coming across. We don't realize how our character is coming across, and that is so key. You got to ask the Lord to search your heart. Like you do. You have to ask the Lord to search your heart, because you never know how, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That is so, yeah. Oh, somebody else said it too. Yes, there's some things. Yeah, me too. There's some, if I was 45, before 45, if I would have met Terrence, I probably would have destroyed the relationship. Because I had unforgiveness in my heart. I had so many things that I was harboring. I had so many character flaws. I can't make it. I was fruitless in areas. I didn't have any patience. Everything, especially in my early 40s, gotta have a baby, gotta have a baby, gotta have a baby. Yeah, so there's some things that, and I think a lot of us, we use these excuses, but the real deal is that nobody has to know.
Let's put a pin in that, because I want to share something that you just hit that's really important. We haven't talked about this in a long time, so I want to bring this up right now, and that is God's timing. Talk about patience. Some of you don't understand that the person that God has for you right now, you ain't the version of yourself that is ready for that person. So allow him to build you, allow him to develop you, allow him to show you some things. So when you get with that person, and it might be a month later from now when you get introduced, it might be however long it's going to be. But when it is, God's timing is impeccable. It's never wrong.
Somebody else said, and I'm a second this, and I'm a third this, and I'm a fourth this. And it's just not in marriage, but it requires change. Like marriage requires change. It requires change. It requires change. It was hard for me. My first year my husband had grace for me, and God's grace sustained us. Going from independent to codependent, it was a challenge. It was a challenge. But my husband had grace for me. And y'all know the story. I had finally found a job outside of, because I was my career has always been in the government, all levels of government. So when I moved I left state government in Durham, and I got a job in private industry in banking, because I've always been in finance. So I got a job in finance and got the job. I started, matter of fact, I interviewed the week of the wedding, interviewed and got the job, and was on the job. And 3 to 6 months into the job, they had a mass layoff. And if it was already not hard enough for me transitioning to, this is my money, that's your money, this is my money, the Lord said, I could show you better than I could tell you. And he made, and he allowed, I don't say made it, but he allowed the job me to lose the job where I had to depend solely on my husband. And that transition, which was in the first year of the marriage, was very hard. Like it was like my attitude was like, and my husband had grace for me. He had grace for me. Like that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between a situation like that, and if I would have said, I'm I don't know. I can't even, if I would have said, if that situation would have been something like, I don't know, if I would have been talking reckless about him being a provider, that is abuse. There was one thing for me to lose my job and just kicking and screaming because I wasn't used to, but I knew what to say out my mouth, because in my heart, I wasn't going to just be reckless out my mouth and call him out his name. That would have been a character flaw. But because I was already going through, that was so he had grace for me. But if I would have cursed him out and called him every name in the book, that would have pushed him away. That could have pushed him away. And so, yeah, it's a difference. There's a difference.
And that's another reason, too, why you have to be careful when you say, I would never do X, Y, Z.
Right.
Because you don't know.
Right.
Until the Holy Spirit leads you into a situation that you need to do X, Y, Z. You just don't know.
You just don't know.
So be careful
and
what you speak
gonna
out your mouth.
always be tested. You're gonna be tested in areas. And there's a there is a hold on. There is I forgot my point. But yeah, character matters.
It does.
Character matters.
Character is huge.
Jill and Terrence, how can you tell a promise is from God versus your own desires? The peace of God. When it's your own desires, you got to maintain it in the flesh.
And
you
a lot of times, Jill has always said this since I've known her, and that is a lot of times when it's from God, you didn't have to go looking for it. It showed up. Okay. When it's from God, it's going to show up. You don't have to go looking for it.
And when we say show up, you ain't got to be stressed about it. You ain't got to work for it. It's peace. It's effortless. But when you're doing it in your own might, you got to maintain it in your own might.
And when it's from God, believe it or not, it's going to work out so far beyond what you imagine if you would have worked it through yourself.
We got about 5 minutes. She said, I have a co-worker and we always look at each other. When he looked at me, he looked so happy to see me and I want to date him. However, I'm too shy to talk to him. What should I do? This the thing. This the hard part. Because we talked about on Sunday, some guys just don't know you exist. Mm-hmm. But once the person knows you exist and he clearly is feeling your personality, he just might not be into you. He might like your personality, but because if he was, I mean, and it could be a matter of time. It could be he might feel like he doesn't want to date anybody at work. It could be that as well. But
it could also be that he really likes you and he's shy. It could also be that you might intimidate him. You might look away that he thinks she's just too pretty for me. I've never attracted a woman that pretty, so I must be seeing things. You just don't know what goes on through a guy, okay? Because you don't know if he's dated women in the past. You don't know if he's one of those guys that's really confident, or if he was somebody that grew up and was really shy. So,
but at this point, you got to wait till he approaches you. He knows you exist. I ain't gonna say you got to, because you can do what you want.
Look, give him a compliment on his smile. The next time he looks at you and he smiles, give him a compliment.
Clearly, he knows your personality. Clearly, you have an amazing personality that he's drawn to. Yeah, he can't say that he's not gonna make the move, but if he hasn't made the move, it could be he's not that into you.
It could be a whole lot of things.
Yeah, it could be a whole lot of things.
But on here, we're gonna keep it positive. Okay, we're not gonna speak any negativity in our own future, so we're gonna keep it positive. Next time he smile at you, tell him how beautiful his smile is.
Take one more question. Do you believe that God made one man and one specific for one woman specific for each other? Excuse me if you've already answered. We believe God tailor mates your person. He is in the details, that he has a person for you.
He says every hair in your head is numbered.
Yes. And the weird part is that you could be passing this person every day, every day. Your paths could be crossing every day, and you not even see each other in the spirit realm.
And that's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to say it here because I know we're about to get off. Because whenever we talk about seeing in the spirit and seeing without human, it's almost a conversation piece. So we need to come back to that.
Yeah.
And get a little deeper in that on the next time or on one of our videos. So make sure y'all remind us, hit us up in the chat, hit us up in our videos and tell us, let's go back into your visual, your spiritual eyes versus your human eyes.
Y'all love Terrence. That's so nice, Terrence. That's so nice, Terrence. Somebody had the nerve. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what they said, but I'm glad y'all love my husband. Y'all be loving what he talks to you. Like, Jill, shut up. But so
y'all have no idea what type of documentation she got on her education. Y'all might want to listen.
Maybe. All right. Smart. So thank you, baby. We about to go over to the private group. If y'all in the private group, y'all got your questions, come with them because we about to answer them tonight. Yes. Tonight, we about to go all in. All right. So y'all be blessed. If you want to join the private group, you still can. You go to our website at God-Ordained and join. Remember, you got to, when you come back to log in, you got to make sure that the pointer changes to a finger and then you log in and get the Zoom information. All right. We love y'all. We'll see y'all live again next Tuesday, God's willing. All right. And for the private group members, we'll see y'all in about 3 minutes. All right. Good night.